Hi, and welcome to episode 108 of Philo. What did I name this episode? I named this episode Liefield-Verse because that's where we are. I have Catherine White as my guest this episode. But first, I'm going to introduce my co-host and better half, of course, Miss Robin Fisher. And then our guest, Catherine White. Hi, this is our guest. Yay! And then let me switch the music over to kind of our chill hop music. And
You're gonna run away almost immediately because my pizza will be done soon.
Well, yeah, but that's pizza. That's important.
Yeah, burnt pizza is gross.
So this is where we left off. Was Philo, Xenoblood Deluxe, after Liefeld, in the Liefield-Verse. Do you want to take first panel? Do you want me to take first panel?
I'll take first panel.
Okay. So where do you want to go in the Liefield-Verse? Are we still chasing our like the Xenomelian's there, but I don't know if this is a cover or not. I don't know if we're like.
Shoot me a suggestion. Because we'll be here all night if I have to decide.
Okay. So let's give you a suggestion. So let's say that is a cover. Okay, and not like the next panel in the story.
Yeah.
And now in the Liefield-Verse, we continue the story. They are chasing a trail of popcorn, and let me show you what they look like.
Oh.
I swear I can show you what they look like.
It exists. We totally know it exists.
Yeah. Shoot, I forgot to put the ad up on my website. So this is the popcorn guy. Here, I'll put me in the main panel.
Okay.
That's the popcorn guy. So that's him non-Liefelded.
Oh, okay.
So he can be Liefelded however you want. And he was slimy in our thing. So I'm thinking, yeah. And he leaves a trail of popcorn behind him. So I'm thinking we're still chasing his trail, and he still has the Xenomelian, which is a chameleon-looking xenomorph.
Okay.
So good luck.
Good luck. Alrighty. Okay.
I wish all my artists luck.
Hey, this is what I get for saying, somebody give me something.
Yeah. Well, you said give you a suggestion, so that's my suggestion. And so they're going after him, and the caption is "We continue the hunt."
Well, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will forget.
So if we continue the hunt, I think the next panel probably should be like the dramatic, like, I don't know, the like sniper cable shot, right?
Right.
You know, it's like with the big gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just call it that, the sniper /cable shot.
What did I miss? That sounds scary.
Funny. Where are the layers?
Yeah.
There's the layers. That's what I want.
Well, I'm trying to. Hello.
Hi, Kay.
Layer. Tiny.
Okay.
This layer, girl.
It used to be just one message for the ads, and now he changed it to 3 messages for the ads. Ooh, I hate that. I wish he would just leave it alone. Like, it works, and then he messes with it. And it's like, don't do that.
Who's he?
The guy who makes the bot in my Twitch. And that, like, hi Kay. But the bot in my Twitch that tells me when ads are running, and tells people like, hey, check out my stuff and things like that. And yeah, I've talked to him.
I can see how that'd be annoying if you got something working the way you like it and he keeps changing it.
Well, it only had one message, and that's all I needed, is that ads are running, right? And now it's ads are running in 1 minute. Ads are running. Ads are over. And I don't need that. That's too much. It's like, why are you trying to mess with something that it doesn't need changing? See, there's the second one.
Well, some people have to create change to prove their value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're at a job and everything seems to be going well, and then all of a sudden management's like, okay, now you have to do it this way, and you're like, why? It's not more efficient.
Yeah, it's because
what was wrong with the old way? Well, somebody up top needs to prove that their job is still worth something.
Yeah, I had a general manager like that who would come in. General manager, okay? She was in charge of 5 different stores. She would come in and change the merchandise display. Come in and unlock the merchandise display that was locked up. There was a key to it, and there was like glass over it. You would have to open up the glass in order to change the display, right? She would come in and she would change the display. She wouldn't delegate it to other people. She had to change it. I thought that was so interesting that the regional manager had to change the display.
That is a control freak with a capital CF.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a capital CU myself, but that's just me. Let's see.
So you had a raid at the beginning of the show, I noticed.
I had a raid when I was doing my pre-Philo work. And so that was you were looking
so it came up.
Yeah. So you were looking at the dialogue from the pre-Philo raid. And it was the group that I am part of on Twitch is web creative community, and we all kind of support each other. And the guy who is kind of the center of the group and runs the Discord and stuff and builds the bot that I'm grumbling about. He has kind of like gotten this community to kind of talk to each other and stuff. And so like one thing that the bot does is when you're ready to raid into somebody, it gives you suggestions of who to raid into. And so if you're part of the group, it's like, here, why don't you raid into these people? And so that's where they came from. See, there's a third message that I don't need.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
If you have like 7 or 8 messages, minutes of messages, that's fine, right? But I have 30 seconds of messages, so it's a little compounded on top of it.
But his note says that it started for about 3 minutes.
I'll have to double check my messages. I'll have to see if they changed them again. Sometimes Twitch does that where they'll change your settings. And it's like, oh, I have to change it back. I don't know. I'll have to check into it. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have this big freaking gun here.
So it's gonna be a murder in Philo?
Why not? We're in the Liefield-Verse. They have big guns and pouches.
Yeah, but usually the big guns are like not aimed at anyone.
But in Liefeld's comics, they are. right?
I guess I've just seen too many static shots of his work where they're just standing around with holding their guns like this, not actually aiming at anyone. It's up in the sky or holstered
I was
down
up
on
at
the
a
ground.
beach where my brother thought that Liefeld was the coolest thing ever. And so there's a lot of Extreme Studio comics in the house. And even though like Youngblood comics and stuff weren't like the best thing in the world, they were interesting. And Dan Frega's Black Flat was always really well drawn out of Extreme Studios. And Glory, talking about broken spines like we were before the show, Glory was interesting because it was his take on Wonder Woman, but it had none of the kind of strength of Wonder Woman. It was all like what guys like about Wonder Woman. What guys like about Wonder Woman.
You got tits and butt.
Yeah, I'm so strong, you know, but it's not like, you know, challenging patriarchal society or anything, you know, which Wonder Woman comics kind of did. Yeah.
That's like the one genre I will always automatically discriminate against. Like the Jim Ballant, the barbed wire, the super boobs, tiny waist, and it's just like the whole 90s
you know,
Lady Death, like all those kind of comics. I was just out.
You say you don't like it, but Vampirella comes out of that. And
no,
well, she
they were doing Vampirella comics in the 50s.
Yeah, she predates that. But
I'm talking about the series that was happening in the 90s. Stuff that was happening in the 90s.
You're talking about the taboo stuff that
like Lady Death, barbed wire, anything Jim Ballant did.
Jim Ballant drew Catwoman.
I know, but he has his own series. It's like what was it? It was like a witch or something.
Yeah, Tarot.
Yeah, that's it. Tarot. Dawn is another one.
Yeah,
although I have to admit, I do like Joseph Michael Lisner's art.
This is what you have to realize. Lonely boys have always read comic books.
You're seriously going to lecture me on this? You don't think I know this?
Lonely boys like looking at sexy women.
I know.
Sexy women sell comic books.
I know.
And so that's why you will always have sexy women in comic books. Even if you have next to it Persepolis, which, by the way, R.I.P. She just passed away, and that's a fantastic book, and everyone should read it, right? But you're always going to have sexy women next to it, and you're always going to have those sexy women being bought that kind of keeps the roof over the head so that you can sell Persepolis. That's how comics work. That's how comics have always worked. It started with smush books. And oh gosh, I'm trying to remember his name. But you know, the book that no one talks about, Men of Tomorrow, talks about this deeply. It's Mupaki. But yeah, it's and I'm not trying to lecture you. I'm just saying that, like, for me, there is a place for sexy women in comics.
I'm not against sexy women in comics. I have the entire heavy metal collection.
Yeah.
It's just that was so blatant pandering and it was so shallow. I'm sorry, I require a bit more depth in my comics.
Heavy metal is,
and quite honestly, out of all the genres in comics, I'm allowed to not like one. So that's the one I don't like. All other genres in comics I appreciate.
Yeah, I just know that, as a bisexual woman, sexy women in comics was a coming of age for me. Of going, ooh, what's that? Yeah. And, it like I said,
When I can read sexy comics by Miley Kylie, why would I waste my time on Jim Ballant?
Well,
when I can read sexy comics by Colleen Hoover about sexy women doing sexy things, why would I waste my time on Lady Death?
Because Lady Death isn't written for you. Lady Death is written for somebody.
And that's why I am allowed to not like that genre of comic. It's not written for me.
But trashing it is not cool either.
I didn't trash it. I said I don't like it. I'm allowed to say that.
I just, like I said, I just think that there's a place for it.
Yeah, clearly. It sold tons. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying out of all the genres of comics, that's the one genre I will always discriminate against. I will always just outright not like. I'm not saying it makes me a better person, but I don't like those comics and I'm allowed not to like them.
What about Olivia?
I have books by her. Would you like me to get them? Again, I'm not against sexy women.
Don't get defensive. I'm just asking what separates Olivia from Jim Ballant.
She's an actually trained artist and her work is art. I'm not saying Jim Ballant's work isn't art, but I don't see the need to have his work in my collection when all he's doing is pandering to 14-year-old boys or boys that have the mentality of 14-year-olds.
So much boys.
I used to read Catwoman.
I'm not saying anything against Catwoman. Never said a word against Catwoman. I have Catwoman comics as well. I just don't have Jim Ballant.
I like I said, I just think that there's a place for it because that stuff pays for all the other genres.
No kidding. Why do you think heavy metal is so successful? I never said I was against sexy comics or sexy women in comics. I'm against shallow, pandering comics.
Well, when you say that you're going to just openly discriminate against them,
I'm not going to give them my money. That's how I openly discriminate against them.
And then
what comics do you not give your money to? Should I start grilling you about those?
There's a lot of comics I don't give my money to. But, I also, I don't know, I just think that you're above bad-mouthing a genre.
I believe to each his own. And the people that like those comics can like those comics. But I don't see the need to have those comics in my collection. And that's how I discriminate. That's my discrimination. Some would call it a matter of taste.
So, a Frazetta woman, that's not pandering.
You're right. Whatever you say is right.
No, it's not whatever I say is right. It's just you.
No, I'm wrong. You're right. Frazetta's pandering to. You're right. I should shut my mouth. You know what you're talking about.
Mommy, Daddy, don't fight.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna resurrect the pouch or not.
I'm okay if we don't. Why is it I'm on the background of this? I'm like, oh, I'll hide his Pete Rock. Liefield-Verse. Now I'm thinking, like American Southwest, I'm expecting the Roadrunner to come by.
You have the music playing in the room, and so it's cutting off your dialogue.
Oh. I'm the setting.
I don't know. We could. Kind of looks like a gun. Got pouches, I guess. So what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, mostly work. Not anything super entertaining or fascinating. the daily grind. Off the top of my head,
We also lost your camera too.
oh man, what did the camera do? Okay, is it on now?
No.
Ooh. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I have no idea what it's doing. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's been anything interesting and that's really newsworthy. I've been kind of boring, actually.
Yeah.
It was my birthday earlier this week, but other than that, it's
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
thanks. That's it. You know, I'm old.
Are you ready for panel 3?
I just got a slappy quick background on him, and then I think I probably will be.
Okay.
Let me turn off my sketch layer so that I can.
Gosh, so he's lining up a shot.
Ooh.
That's what's going on in my panel.
And then Kay says she wants to see what's in the pouches.
Oh. I guess it'd be hammer space, but that might be too hard of a concept for one panel.
Maybe like a bag of holding,
Yeah.
or like a portable hole. Again, I watched the heavy spoilers for Who Framed Roger Rabbit last night.
Ah.
So okay, so if you're doing panel 3, then that means I'm doing panel 4. So what would panel 3 or panel 4 be? But I'm actually on panel. I'm actually ready. So I don't know how much more drawing you have left to do.
I can come back to this part and finish it up. We
Okay,
need to jump ahead to the next one.
sure.
Say this.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so what's in the pouches?
Ooh.
Like Philo's lining up a shot. Do we see the cheese guy in the shot?
So that would be like I get to see the crosshairs.
Yeah. I think that's your panel. Is we get to see the cheese guy in the shot.
I can do that.
And then lining up the shot. That's the caption.
All right. Sketch layer.
Okay. So what happens after we see the crosshairs? I think we see into the pouches.
Yeah.
So special ammo. Ammo. If I know actually how to spell ammo. Okay. Hmm.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. I had to find the perfect reference to pretend that I know how to draw this.
Okay, here. Oh, well, it's not going to work like a vector tool. Can't do that. Okay. Noted. Where are the scissors? Can I do a guideline? I think I can. There we go. Oh, that's something interesting. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that might work.
All right. There we go. Okay, so what would the ammo be? What special ammo would be going after the cheese guy?
Banana cream pies?
I don't know. He's lining it up in a gun. It has to be like small, right?
Good point.
I'm thinking ants.
Ah, that would be good.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like it's like a little ant colony.
Oh, microphone fell out. Get back in there, you. I could do that. Okay. Continue. Oh, okay.
Dad, do you have it? Okay, my daughter's crying.
Yeah, I'll get you something to drink. You want water?
Yeah, she came in from playing. She's dehydrated. So she just wants something to drink. She's just upset.
wrong button. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, it's grid. Grid lines. I'm on the wrong layer.
Oh, I hate that.
That's okay. I can make a brand new layer and it will be okay. Lesson learned. Not perfectly centered, but meh. Do I care? I do not. Okay. Okay, this is not, it's doing something good. Okay, why? Because these lines are there. Now, I only had them so I could get this. Now it's not wanting me to draw. Once I hit one of the lines, it wants to do it straight, and that's not. Why is it doing this? Oh, there's a reason. Let's find how to turn it off.
Are you on a vector layer trying to draw raster?
Well, don't think so because I made a brand new layer completely. So the circle and the lines are on separate layers.
Okay. Now go up to view and see if they have snap to ruler turned on.
They do. And snap to circle.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so turn those off, and then that should allow you to draw normal.
yeah, there we go. Yay. Thank you.
I know this program.
I know this program.
I am still learning it.
It's a good thing.
Learn. Ah.
Oh, the fact that it's an ant, in an ant farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Kay says that she likes it
Awesome.
in the comments.
Here, let me put you up because you got the cheese bag on display, and that's actually a really cool drawing. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring your own ants. I imagine he has termites in another pocket.
It's not doing the auto turnaround thing like it should be. I must have a setting off somewhere. Oh. Doing the ink color right. It's switching that out when I need it to.
So special ammo. I guess I'm on panel 5. Let's see. Okay, so the ants are connected by Bluetooth. Okay.
The ants are connected to Philo by Bluetooth.
I think that's like the third Bluetooth suggestion you've made over the course of the last few stories, Kay. Like, I remember there was a Bluetooth suggestion when the mushroom went on the mushroom planet. Let's see, the ants are connected to Philo by Bluetooth. So if they're connected to Philo by Bluetooth, then let me look up a picture of an ant. So I know what I'm drawing. See, we'll, see, we'll give him like little earphones. So that's how he's like connected by Bluetooth.
What we use this for. Nope, that's not doing it right either. Okay. No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, Bluetooth connects all kinds of things to all kinds of things. And we're gonna have like he's got tiny little heavies. I'll put a little H on them. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And I'm just trying to draw this ant with this Bluetooth headset.
Okay.
Oh, because the antenna? It's very ant-like. I always thought that the antenna were like from television. You know, they were the bunny ears from television. Kay says that she always considered Philo to be really ant-like.
Oh,
That's what I was responding to.
makes sense.
I have a robot voice that you can't hear, but I can hear. And it's so I don't miss any of the comments. But I haven't figured out a way to get it to play over Restream.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Let's do dots. Like a stippling, I think. And let's even do white. Just to make it look like sand.
Ooh, nice ant.
Oh, you like my ant? Here, let me put him in the big.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
window.
like the headphones too. That's the perfect way to do the Bluetooth.
Well, yeah, he's wearing heavies. You know that they always advertise on YouTube. I don't know if they advertise it on your YouTube, but our algorithm has them like crazy.
But yeah, he's and then I got to do the Bluetooth symbol.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're gonna have like. Let's do. Pretty sure I have a dotted line somewhere. I have to remember where I put it. There. Oh, I should give them little like mouthpieces. I should give them little mouthpieces. There. Now he has a little mouthpiece.
Oh, I love it.
So he can communicate. They can coordinate. Yes. Yes, the ants are connected to Philo by Bluetooth. So and then we're on panel 6. We have a half hour to go. Where are you on your panel?
I think I'm pretty much mostly done.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me get him where the border is, where it's supposed to be. And
I think we fire the ants in panel 6.
I think so.
So yeah. So we fire the ants in panel 6.
And I presume that's mine.
So, I believe you're taking panel 6.
Okay. Fire. Okay. Whoop. This is going to go up over these. There we go. Okay. And oops, wrong one. That's an old test, folks.
Yeah, don't get me banned.
Sorry, folks. I think this is it. Yeah! This
Yay!
Yay! So, firing the ants needs to be the title?
Yes. I think just fire. Or maybe fire ants. If they're fire ants. So you're doing panel 6, I'm doing panel 7.
Right.
So, I don't know. Like, you could draw flying ants. You can draw, like... I imagine the ants are being shot out of a gun.
Right.
Like a high-speed sniper rifle.
Right.
And in mine, it just says, then what happens? So then what happens after the ants are fired upon our cheese guy? Let's see, the ants can also leave the ant farm and cover territory for Philo. Well, right now they're just ammo. You know, I don't know about camp covering territory for Philo. That's expanding the lore. You know, we maybe in the future. But right now we just have to figure out kind of like Ben the movie. Wasn't that with rats? I don't know. Okay, so the ants fire out, and then what happens? Like, is it just suddenly ants all over the cheese powder? Does he fire just the queen? Because the rest would follow.
That's true. I could show the queen and maybe just a couple of little ants with her.
Yeah, just one big ant with wings.
Yeah.
With like a couple little ants. Just the queen. Just the queen gets fired. Gosh, I'm trying to think what happens after they get fired. Yeah, I think there would be ants everywhere.
Very much so.
I think just ants everywhere would probably be the caption. They go in someone's pants, says Magic Marmot.
Oh, ants and pants, yes. Ants and pants.
Well, they would go in the Hollywood agent's pants, right?
Yeah.
So ants in the pants. Let's see, and then yeah, you have to draw him looking distressed. He can't look happy. If there's ants in his pants.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with it. And
Yeah, I'll draw him twisting around. I guess he's not under the Liefeld influence. I guess he's still rubbery. We had him like kind of noodle shaped in previous episodes.
It looks almost bee-like.
Let's see, so there would be a bag of powder on the ground. Okay, I'll do a couple more ants up here. Okay. It'll probably take me the rest of the time to draw this panel. Ah, no. Let's see. Kind of has ears. Yeah, we'll already have his hand out as he's like trying to get his pants off. And he seems like a guy who would have fingernails.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, in the cartoon world, that just seems like grody.
Yeah. Especially on extreme close-ups, it's like a Ren and Stimpy thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just going to do the ants as silhouettes. It's a lot easier. That way I don't have to I don't have to meticulously draw ants.
Yeah. Because there'd be a lot of detail on it.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why some of these ants that are smaller are like squiggles. You can kind of tell what it is. Sure you can.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Let's see if I can get detail on.
Let's see. Okay, we'll have the bag open with the cheese powder on the inside. Yeah, I mean, I'm just in like a chill zone loop, you know? I'm just like zoning out, drawing, working on the shading here. I think I gave this guy like nice shoes to begin with, but now he has like Converse on.
Because why not?
Well, I think it's just the incontinuity of drawing comics like one panel at a time and not referencing the old stuff.
Yeah. Maybe that's another thing about the Liefield-Verse. What's that?
You know, speaking of when Todd McFarlane drew Spawn, right? And he drew like the first issue Spawn.
there's like, you know, there's spikes on the hands, and there's like, you know, chains, and there's all kinds of things with the costume. And he gets a letter from a guy saying, how come in this panel on this page there's 4 spikes on the hand, and on this panel on this page there's 3 spikes on the hand? And so Todd McFarlane thinks to himself, like, geez, you know, I wasn't looking at the pages when I was drawing them and everything like that. And so he writes back, the suit's alive, it changes all the time. That way he didn't have to reference.
That's brilliant.
He can just draw the facsimile of the suit. Suit's alive, changes all the time.
I don't like this. But yeah, that's like brilliant bullshitting right there.
Yeah. And you know, it works within the context of the lore of Spawn, if you know anything about that. But I don't know. That's I kind of read stupid comics growing up. I didn't read the important stuff.
I didn't get access to Spawn when it first came out. It was like after it had already been a big deal. I do remember seeing some of the first comics that came out, you know, in the new 90s style. I think it was 93 that one of the girls brought it to the class. So there was my very tiny high school, which was 7th grade through 12th, and all in one building.
Mm-hmm.
Not one room, mind you, not that tiny. But so there already was somebody who could draw freehand, from memory, all the cartoons, Looney Tunes, Disney. It's almost like she had a knit to that. And it's like, if you even had any other artistic skill and went to that style, remember elementary, some people would accuse you of copying.
Yeah.
And the girl who brought the Image comic, she could do those, but she could also do some of the Image comic style. But art wasn't her thing. She liked it, but it wasn't what she wanted to go into.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's when I discovered anime the first time and started putting those elements into my style, because it was a rare thing at the time. Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, I remember in middle school, like, drawing proportions for anime, but like doing Western detail, right? So I'm doing like cross hatching and, you know, like, I don't know how to say Western rendering, but I was doing what I thought was Western rendering, right? But because I didn't see manga that had that cross hatching. The manga that I saw was all very clean, and it used more zipatone than cross hatching for its layering and stuff. Probably some of the first like, I don't know, like cross hatching I really saw in a manga was probably like Blade of the Immortal, and that's not the first to use it. Like, gosh, Lone Wolf and Cub has some amazing cross hatching in it. There's so much.
There were some of those things where I'm like, I give you an idea of how much I didn't know. I had no idea those tones were even done anything like zipatone, or that something like that even existed. I was like, I drawing all this by hand. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
Yeah,
Kay says, I have all sorts of stuff that's considered sexist then and now. Adore Frazetta's work, goes creating Sunday strips for Al Cap.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Harry Donenfeld, that's the person I was trying to think of earlier, who basically created, well, he didn't create the modern comic book, but he funded it when
Superman was published. He was the guy who like when Joe Shuster and Jerry Siegel sold Superman, and they're like, yeah, we sold Superman and we're getting published, and and the guy who like signed the checks and stuff, Harry Donenfeld was that guy. But the money that he was paying them with was made from smush books, which were basically like porn of the day.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but I guess you can accept the fact of what it was and still not like it, but that's just how society is, and at least they got paid. Probably not fairly.
No, they didn't. They didn't get paid. No, Donenfeld basically he lacked the luxury that Superman made, and Jerry Siegel at one point was living in a flea-infested apartment trying to sell ideas. And his estate and Joe Shuster's estate fought tooth and nail to get basically created by on comics, and they eventually won and got that, but it was a long fight. And again, these were the estates, so the two men themselves never really saw much from the wins. They saw their names on the Superman movie. They did see that. They did see that Superman was created by, but I don't think they saw any proceeds for the movie. But I could be wrong. Yeah. But yeah, they it's Men of Tomorrow, Geeks, Gangsters, and the Birth of the Comic Book is a history book about the history of comics, and it talks about like how they started, where they maneuvered through like the original Daredevil before Marvel's Daredevil. There's a really cool story about the guys who were working on that comic. I guess there's a really bad snowstorm and they got snowed in, and so like one of them like dug his way out through a window, and then he goes and he finds like eggs down in like a bodega down the street in New York. And so he comes back and he's like, I got eggs, but they're in an art studio. There's no place to like cook eggs, right? So they actually broke one of the bathroom tiles off the wall to heat under it so that they could cook eggs to eat them in the middle of the snowstorm while they were working this like tight deadline on this Daredevil book. And again, this was not the Marvel Daredevil. This was before Daredevil. This was the pre-Daredevil.
Right.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of interesting stories like that. And then Cavalier and Clay borrowed heavily from that book to lay out the foundation of its story.
Just hold on.
And so if you never read it, it won a Pulitzer. Hi, Tangent.
I've heard of it. I have heard of it.
Yeah, my friend Kane Lynch and I sat next to Michael Chabon, I want to say the year after he got the Pulitzer, at San Diego Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con just happened to sit our booths next to each other at Artist Alley. So like we weren't like oh yeah, look how close we are or anything. It was a Hampton-Stance thing. But yeah, I got to meet him then. And I speak to him for a minute, and it's just like, hi, it's nice to meet you. And okay, I'm leaving now. Bye. That was about it. But we have like 7 minutes left, so I don't think that's enough time to draw a new panel.
No.
These are the ants in the pants.
Love it.
Yeah. And so there's ants in the pants. It's time brown. Moonbeam mixed wine chilling in a pig pen. Yeah. Tijuana Bibles too are an important part of the comic industry, but are kind of considered they're considered what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're not. It's pornographic, but it's like the bad porn. What's what I'm looking for that? Like Hustler versus Penthouse.
Yeah, it's
or not. It's like Hustler versus Playboy, I should say.
yeah.
Yeah. Like Playboy is more of like a gentleman's magazine compared to Hustler, which is like a let's get this done magazine.
Basically, you expect to find one at a truck stop. You don't expect to find the one at the other. Be found there. The other one, I'm not surprised.
Well, you'll find both of them at a truck stop.
Oh, like I said, I know you will, but
yeah,
one has the more of the image.
Yeah,
Find it there.
I don't know. Ian has an old Playboy that is republished Marilyn Monroe's spread from the original first issue of Playboy.
Oh, wow.
And so that is I think that's art myself.
You can, yes, that's freaking art degree. Yeah, nudes in painting, nudes in sculpture. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is Marilyn Monroe. She did the shoot because she said that she had a dream of laying on red velvet. And and she did the shoot and she's laying on red velvet. And several years later, she's very famous. And Playboy bought the pictures from the original photographer and then published them. And Marilyn Monroe could have gone two ways with it. She could have, like, defamation suit, how dare you publish these pictures without my permission? I never agreed to have those pictures published. That's my body, right? Or the way that she handled it, which was to ride the publicity of the fact that there was photos of her available. And she just, the press junket, the press tour that she did. Oh my gosh. And then she had to go in front of indecency hearings in front of Congress, right? And one of the congressmen asked her, Miss Monroe, did you have anything on during the photo shoot? And she thought for a second and said, the radio.
Oh!
She's a very smart lady.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so, like, she did the photo shoot consensually, even though the photos were published everywhere. And it was a time when, she was the most beautiful woman in the world. And Hugh definitely was capitalizing on that and stuff. Marilyn knew that if she tried to hide the photos, everyone would want to see them more.
Oh, yes.
Right? So if she just embraced the photos, then people would see them and then they kind of fade into obscurity. And aside from like the occasional issue of Playboy, like Ian has picked up where they republish them once in a while, people don't really see them anymore, right? They're not a controversy, but they're still a beautiful spread.
Right.
And very tasteful. You don't see any, her legs aren't wide or anything like that.
Yeah, it's tastefully done.
Yes, she is a beautiful lady and she knows it, and she is lying on red velvet, and that is all you need to know. But yeah, I don't know. I think that there's like I was telling Robin, I think that there's a place for it, and I think that there's like one constantly pays for the other.
Right.
And I've seen that in businesses I've worked for, like Fantagraphics, is funded by Eros. Oh, yeah. And I was drawing naughty stuff for Eros so that they could buy the Peanuts license, and print the license, print all the Peanuts books. And it's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be recognized. And when people try and pretend it's not there,
Right.
You know, that it just, I don't know, it just bugs me. Because it's like, Frazetta did draw sexy women to sell books. You know, it's considered art now, but at the time it was just illustration, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, like Norman Rockwell was the same way. He was just considered an illustrator in his day, and now he's considered a fine artist.
Right.
But I could be wrong. But I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you guys in the future. I'll talk to Robin. I'll see how she feels. And have a good night. Bye-bye.